Start. Okay, it started. All right.
All right, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
It's on, and we have video like it's 2020 podcast, Brandon. We're upgrading from 5 years ago when we first started podcasting, and it was all audio.
Right, right.
So this is the
Yeah.
first time I've ever done a video podcast in any capacity. So
Oh, times they. It's like Bob Dylan said, times they are a changing. I think this is what he was talking about.
the more they're a changing, the more they're a staying the same. And hey, did you want to talk about just sports, or did you want to talk about black vans kidnapping people? Because that shit's pretty weird.
We could talk about that shit.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like it's not
No, what
even
are you talking about?
well, like federal cops that are
Oh,
in Portland just snagging kids, and they don't even have like proper IDs and shit.
right, right. Yeah,
And it's like,
that's pretty fucking sketch.
don't. And I was talking to some people about this, and I was like, don't you think like? And I know you probably know what I'm saying. Like, if a person comes, if you're walking down the street and a person jumps out of a van with a gun, they're like, get in the car. I would actually be like, you know what, dude? I'm gonna fight so hard that they're just gonna have to kill me because like if they'll kill me to get me in this van, then like what are they gonna do to me when they get me in the van? It's not gonna
Right.
be any better than what they'll do to me
No,
out on the sidewalk.
I wouldn't imagine. I mean,
Yeah, so I'm
there are
like,
several things I could imagine that they would be doing, and none of them would be better.
I know that's so I'm just like,
They're like, get in this van. We have Skittles.
you're like, what, dude? That sounds bad.
Skittles
Yeah,
and Mallrats.
yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
This van isn't anywhere near as cool as they said it was gonna be, Brandon.
No,
Like, I don't see a
I
movie
see no
player.
Mallrats.
Yeah,
I see no
I
Skittles.
don't see any TVs anywhere near. Are we gonna go watch Mallrats? Is that the plan? Like, I don't understand. But no, it's like so then I would just end up dead for resisting arrest because, like, what? I didn't go with some dude with a gun on the side of the street.
And who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, they don't even look like
Like,
cops, man.
no,
Like,
you
why do they gotta
not.
look like they're coming off of airsoft games and shit, dude?
No, if you're a cop, you need to be labeled.
Yeah,
You need to be labeled as such.
that'd be like me, Dave Chappelle, the comedian, dressed as a police officer. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Why do these guys need to be looking like they just walked off an airsoft game, man? Just to
I
go
don't
deal
know.
with a bunch of like graffiti and rock throwing and trash can lighting on fire. It's just like, I mean, I know people probably shouldn't throw rocks and light trash cans on fire. Like that sucks, but like, do you guys really need to look like you're fucking parachuting into fucking Normandy right now? Like, calm down, dude. Oh
Right?
my god, you're in Portland, man. Like, calm down.
I
This is
think
a
this shit that I was working up on a ranch in like for the past most of this week actually.
mhm.
So I was gone all week, and when I came back, I'm seeing all these pictures of like the fucking protests in Portland right now, and
I don't know.
yeah, it's fucking crazy out there right now.
It's pretty weird.
It's a trip to go off grid, or OTG as my father-in-law likes to say.
Yeah,
OTG Tim.
right.
Um, yeah, it's crazy to just come back and like, yeah, this is what we're dealing with. This is United States in 2020.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, but like,
You want to know the fucking definition of the year 2020. I'll tell you this right now. We were out at the cabin for my brother-in-law's birthday. This
hmm,
was this was the last weekend. And my father-in-law brings out, he's got a drone. It's a dope drone with like a fucking, a big fat screen on the controller so you can see everything that it sees, and it's a sick drone.
hmm.
And so he's playing with it. He's like, "Oh, the battery's dead," but he's playing with it, or the battery's getting low. So he's playing with it and everything. And all of a sudden, the thing just fucking shoots straight up in the air and gets stuck in a tree branch right up above us. Right, just like 30 feet up in the air. There's a fucking drone stuck in a tree branch. Battery's almost dead, and there's no way we can get it. So we start trying to throw things at the tree branch to knock it. I swear to God, dude, we had a blanket. There was like 4 people holding a corner of a blanket, like looking
So when
like
it falls, you didn't let it break. Yeah.
looking like the fucking clowns from Dumbo,
Yeah.
just like trying to catch it when it falls. So my brother-in-law, he's got his discs. He's a disc golfer, so he's hucking his discs up there. One of them gets stuck. He's like, "Fuck this, dude! I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna throw more discs and get more discs stuck up there. This is not happening."
Yeah.
So then we start trying to think of something. So we get logs. So now we're throwing logs up there. These are heavy fucking logs, and we're launching them right up above 4 people who are staring straight up,
Did
ready to
anyone just
catch
have a
this
ladder,
drunk.
dude? I guess not.
No,
I guess
it's
not.
30 feet up in the
Yeah,
air.
yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, there's no way. Nobody had a ladder that big.
Yeah,
So
never mind.
we're fucking we're throwing shit up there. We got 2 discs stuck in the tree. We got the drone stuck in the tree. By the time we got our second log stuck in the tree, it was like, we need to try something else. This is not working. We got like 5 different things stuck in the tree. Finally, we tied a rope to a log and we threw it over the branch, and then just kind of like
Shook it
yanked it
loose.
so that way, and so the branch would shake enough. Finally the drone fell out. We caught it on the blanket. It was all a smashing success, but it was like, what else is going to go wrong? The second, like the second log got stuck in the tree. It was like, this is fucking ridiculous. What the hell is going on here? This is everything that could go wrong
I have a
was going
kids.
wrong.
I have a kids book that Luke likes. It's called Stuck, and it's literally that story.
Oh, just getting shit stuck in the tree.
Yeah. And there's at some point he's like, and then he brings out a ladder, and you're like, oh, he'll climb the tree and get it. And then he throws the ladder, and it gets stuck, and you're like, what an asshole. And then finally he comes out with a saw, and you're like, oh, is he gonna cut the tree down? And he finally throws the saw, and you're like, oh my god, still.
So
And
dangerous. Wait a second. He threw a
yeah,
saw.
yeah, he does. Well, he
That is
also
a terrible
yeah,
lesson.
but that's already after he already threw like a fire truck and a cruise ship and other various things into the tree that
Wow.
his kite got stuck into. At first it was a shoe, then a cat, then a bicycle. It starts off reasonable.
Yeah.
But just like your
It
adventure,
really just
it just gets out of
escalates.
yeah, it gets out of
Yeah.
control quick. But the saw does knock his kite down, so he leaves with one shoe and a kite, and then everything else stays stuck, and that's the last page.
Yeah.
It's a cute story.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like
See,
it.
like you guys got your drone.
We did.
He got his kite. But did you get your discs back?
The disc, we did get the disc
Oh,
back.
did you guys?
No, no, no. The disc is still stuck in the
Well,
tree.
so you see, that's the thing is in his story, everything that he tried, everything else except the kite stayed in the tree. So, all that other shit stayed in the tree. So it's kind of like the point. But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't even
No,
know the point. What
we
lesson am
got
I
one
supposed
of
to
the
take?
discs out. One disc is still stuck.
Ah, I see.
There's 2 logs that are stuck in the branch of the tree, which
Well,
is kind of like,
those are fine, I'm sure.
yeah.
Those are people
Uh
are gonna someday look up and be like, "Why are those
no,
up
the
there?"
thing is the thing is the logs are fucking heavy,
Yeah,
and when those things drop, they're going to hit the ground hard or somebody's head. So
yeah.
hopefully it's a cabin, it's not often used, so hopefully the wind will pick up out there enough to knock it out while no one's there.
Right, and keep your eye
Yeah.
out for the disc.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, you can be sure the next time I go, I'm going to be looking up and making sure that there's nothing going to fall on me.
Yeah, but yeah, dude. It's pretty. It must be nice to get off the grid and get the hell out of here for a while. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It is.
it was
It
a
is.
weird week, dude. It was funny because I got on Facebook for the first time in a long time. I was super pissed and was like, "How are people fucking cool with this?" I wanted to ask. I really I genuinely wanted to ask people who were like not stressed about it. Like, how are you not?
Yeah.
And and like no one really engaged in that part of the conversation. Really, it's just all about how bad all the other politicians are. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care, dude. I just don't care. Like, I don't like that guy either. I don't. It doesn't mean that you can put people in a cage or a van. Like, it's just so. I don't know, dude. It's like total breakdown of
Yeah,
law and order and like totally
I
martial
totally
law.
agree. I was just having this conversation with Jennifer this morning. It's like, you know, about fucking voting for Joe Biden or Trump. It's like
I'm
I
not voting for
really
either of them.
I really don't want to vote for either one of them. They're
I'm not.
both pieces of shit. I mean, like we're really going to fucking go with Joe Biden, and there's videos of him handling children on camera in a very, very awkward and suspicious way.
Bro, I don't
Like,
even know why they do this to themselves. Democrats are just running themselves out of existence.
yeah, I mean it's almost like it's part of the plan, you know? To
Yeah,
sabotage yourself just enough to that you don't win.
it seems like it because it's a terrible choice, and it's obviously a terrible choice to anyone paying any kind of attention. It's like literally the worst choice you had. You
Well,
know?
if you're trying to lose an election,
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect choice.
then it's the perfect choice,
Yeah.
right? Like if your thought process is I don't want to win this shit
Mm.
because then all the problems of the country are my fault. You know how it is. Every time a new president comes along, everybody's like, "This guy fuck the whole country up." Well, he just took over office. He actually just he got elected, and he hasn't even been in the presidency yet, so it couldn't be his problem.
Yeah.
But that's like how it always shit travels down to the next guy. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to be the next guy, then Joe Biden's the perfect choice.
So it's like it sucks too bad to win. We just our strategy is to lose our way to success.
Yeah,
Like
because
what?
then when you can complain about what's going on in the country without being culpable for the fucking issues that there are,
I
you
know,
know?
but and that's what that's all they've done for 4 years, which is so fucking crazy because it's like you guys had like probably the easiest win you'll ever have, and you just didn't do a fucking thing. Like, in fact, you're so inattentive that it's just like it's not you're not gonna even win
No.
because you just put up this weird old dude for like for what for old time's sake. Like, does someone owe him a favor? Like, where did he come from, man? Like, I mean, I know who he is and he has history and stuff, but doesn't some of that history include making a speech like segregation forever? I mean, it wasn't that something he said way
I
back?
don't I don't even know about that,
I don't
but
know, man. I should probably Snopes that kind of thing, but
no, that sounds like a quote that should be blasted all over the internet, right? Like
that's probably
what the
why.
fuck?
He probably didn't. Then it's probably some fucking bullshit. Because it's like if he really did, you'd think that that would be everywhere. But
You started the campaign with a video talking about Charlottesville and the division in the country. And I watched you close up during the Obama years fight, even sometimes internal fights in the staff for same-sex marriage and a lot of tough stuff. And you and I disagreed in the 90s, and I said, wow, this Biden is a real go-to-the-mat kind of fighter. And this week you got into it about a statement you made about racists and segregationists. And don't you understand some of the hurt feelings there? You
Sure I do.
call Cory Booker.
Sure I do.
And you have Mayor de Blasio and others calling you to apologize. Many things I've said that I didn't intend, Mrs. King said to me, you can't say things that hurt people. It hurts when you talk about boy. It means something different to us. It hurts when you call a racist like you normalize. That's not the Biden I got to know. Don't you understand that?
No, I do fully understand. That's not what I said, though. They didn't print the whole deal. You know what I mean? The context of this was totally different. And by the way, the fact of the matter is, I ran against all those folks. I got on the Judiciary Committee to defeat the man who headed the committee. I'm the guy that extended the Voting Rights Act 25 years, not 5. We finally got to the point when I was a senior member of the Democratic on the Judiciary Committee to get 98 votes to extend the Voting Rights Act. Let me tell you something. You got to deal with what's in front of you. And what was in front of you was a bunch of racists, and we had to defeat them. And as I said in that statement, that the fact of the matter is the meanest man in the world I've ever dealt with in the United States Senate was a guy from Georgia named Herman Talmadge. And I included Jim Eastland. But this is, I do understand the consequence of the word boy. But it wasn't said in any of that context at all.
But you understand, they would call you son. They would never call me son. They would only call me boy.
No, but they call Teddy Kennedy boy. That was the distinction. The reason he called me senator is to demean me more because son, because he said, I'm not even qualified to be in the Senate. I'm not old enough. I'm a kid. I'm a kid.
To those that are listening and those that have respected you but that were hurt by that, what do you say to them? I've heard your justification and you're explaining it, but you're saying to them you understand the feeling.
I do understand the feeling. Look, as you know, Rev, you know about me in Delaware. I came up in that community. I came up in the black church. I came up because that's where we sit down to organize, to go out and march. I was the only white employee in the east side of Wilmington, Delaware, in terms of being a lifeguard and then a park director, because I chose to be there, and I learned more there than anywhere. All the folks who got those jobs, or good jobs, were athletes, and I was not a bad athlete, but I was the only white employee. And the fact of the matter is, I remember one time sitting in there, and a guy named Jamie Rolls, a great athlete, and he turned to me and he said, "Do you have a jerry can, Joe?" And I said, "A jerry can? You mean a big 5-gallon?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "No, I don't have one. What do you need a jerry can for? I'm going to see my grandmother." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You don't understand. I can't stop at any gas station." He lives in North Carolina. I got an education up close and personal in a way that I didn't have anything remotely as tough as any black man or woman I've ever served with. But I did get here I was in the middle of a city that was, all these folks I knew that I think there was a total of 14 African Americans and me. They're in the middle of a city. It took me time to realize as a young man, they're in the middle of a city and didn't know anybody white. They'd ask me questions like, what's it like for the A, B, C, or D? And so, I am fully aware of that. And to the extent that anybody thought that I meant something different, that is not what I intended. And it'd be wrong for anybody to intend that.
Wait, they're both held by the same guy? Ah! He's like, go back to bed, America. Here's American Gladiator. I'm sorry, that reference is dated. You're right. Bill Hicks doesn't get all of his references right.
No, but they did try to bring back American Gladiator, so it almost stuck around.
That's true. Yeah, that's
they
right.
almost we were this close to that being a relevant reference.
All over again. Well, if he said floor is lava or something, he would have had it.
I've never watched that show, but I always see it. I'm like, dude, I love that game.
It's a good show. It's silly. It's just as silly as you'd expect.
Yeah.
It's somewhat low budget, I feel like, but it's pretty fucking tight. But
I've been playing. I've been a floor is lava champion since I was yay high.
Yeah, they have like 3 teams of 3 or something like that each time, and then it's like, everyone gets. There's a point for every person that makes it, but then tiebreaker is the time. You know what I'm saying? And I think the time goes up. Like, it's not a time limit. You really could take as long as you wanted, but like if someone else gets all 3 people across faster, then they win. So. Yeah, I think it's like 10 Gs that your team walks away with. So it's a decent little game show. They don't beat around the bush, dude. There's not a lot of fluff. It's pretty much just like you hit play on an episode and there's like some room with a bunch of like bubbling water that's supposed to be lava and then a bunch of furniture floating in it and people are like, okay, here we go. And they just start jumping across.
Get to it. You're like, wait, what am I supposed to...
Pretty much. They do. They don't really give many guidance.
See that side over there? You got to get there.
There's like switches. Oh, remember like in Nickelodeon games?
Oh, yeah.
There was like switches that would like move shit along or like open a door. There's shit like that in this game too. So like if like one person goes way out of their way to like flip a switch, it'll like open some other part of the path that another person can like take another shortcut to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
so actually that is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the old Nickelodeon shows like the
Legend
Temple.
of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, the Temple one was my favorite.
That was my favorite too.
Yeah.
I love that show. I always wanted to have like a piece of the crag,
The crag, that was good.
Yeah.
So was the crag what was the
other one? That was
one?
Legends of the Hidden Temple, wasn't it?
I don't know. Then there was the one where it was a little more sporty and they like climbed a weird rock climbing thing. I don't know. There's a few.
Wasn't that was Legends of the Hidden Temple? That was like the final. That was the final thing because they like went through the temple, but then the last thing they did was they tried to climb up the crag.
Maybe you're right. We should watch these again.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, that could be. That's one of the podcasts I was telling you we should start. We should Mystery Science kids movies because me and Christina just do that. Like we bag on the movies while the kids watch them.
We
I was
we
like,
could do silhouettes of ourselves.
yeah, exactly. We can. Well, dude, this app will do like a fucking green screens and shit, so you could put our little faces in the corner, all little,
Oh,
like all small.
and then just do like play the
Play
movie.
the movie exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it would be fucking rad. But anyways, dude, I didn't know if we wanted to make a whole podcast about that stuff. I guess there's not. I guess not really. But Brandon, let's finally do sports for once, man. Let's kick off the giant sharks because we've like
Da-na-na, da-na-na, tag of the da-na-na, da-na-na, giant sharks.
Wait.
Da-na-na, da-na-na,
Can I
the
smoke a
tag
bowl?
of the da-na-na, da-na-na, ba, 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 ba.
Can I smoke a bowl real quick?
Oh yeah.
I'd have to leave the computer, is what I'm saying.
Can I smoke a bowl real
Yeah,
quick?
you can just sit there and do it. I have to leave. I'll be right back.
All right.
It'll be like 2 minutes.
Okay.